Ready, kid?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, guys, this is the lady that's going to get Abby to talk.
Abby, let's go, babe.
Just exploring. Check it out. What is this chair?
The brown one?
Yeah.
It's actually just a feeding chair that one of my previous clients gave me years ago.
Ah.
But because I can change the height of it, I can get the kids up to my height and I'm not sitting on the ground.
Gotcha. So Miss Jill is Abigail's speech and language pathologist. She loves her to death. You guys have heard us talk about her before. Every time she comes in to work with another client, Abby wants her attention. So I want to show you guys some speech and language pathology, what goes into that, and how we're helping Abigail communicate on multiple levels.
Good job. I'm gonna do it again. One more round. Abby, tell Miss Jill. Do you want to do one more round? So we are just giving her a Beckman massage, which is really for Abby. One, it calms her. It's our routine to begin therapy. And then two, just to awaken everything that's going on. You saw it when I told her, let's stop so I can get that lip. Mm-hmm. We need to get that movement. She's pulled in kind of tight right there. So let's get that movement so that we can do. You want some candy? I have M&Ms. Do you want to work for candy? Abby, do you want to work for candy? Yeah? Okay. 1, 3, 4.
Is this similar to the massage that vibrates and...
I'm doing a buccal stretch. So I'm just doing like letter C's inside of her sensory awareness. I mean, she doesn't need it for seeking behavior. But for Abby, again, I mean, this is just the routine of our sessions if we're not doing just our our snap core. So it sets her for like what's expected. Right. And she doesn't need the buccal stretch because she's tight. I just do it because it's routine for her. But once we get to the tongue exercises and cheeks, she needs the sensory for cheek elongation.
So it's kind of like stretching before you work out?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's all like a preset. So I'm looking for her to lateralize her tongue. No, we don't need lateralization for sounds, but if we can get lateral movement, which means she is...
Side to side movement of the tongue?
She's moving the lateral margins of her tongue. You have to have strength and coordination of those muscles to get elevation, and we have to have elevation for our T, D, N, and L. So that's one of the reasons we do this. Plus for feeding, we want to be able to get food out from if it gets stuck.
So I was thinking about, I've heard from the comments from our last video that there's some controversy with some of the methods. Yes. Right? What methods specifically?
The oral placement.
Okay.
And why do we need tools to get movement?
Okay. Well, and I think about it like this. Like I'm watching what you're doing and stuff, and I'm thinking about what you're doing. And if you ever look closely at Abby's hands, her hands are not as developed in certain areas as they should be, because she doesn't use her hands to develop those parts of her hands. Right. She hasn't used them her whole life. So like the same activities that she does in occupational therapy to strengthen, certain grips and certain movements and stuff like that, like. She can't be expected to do things with her hands if they haven't been developed.
Her motor planning is not our motor planning.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we know volitionally that if we want to do something, we motor plan. I'm going to touch this. I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to, something's stuck in the back of my mouth. I'm going to use my muscles.
Right.
Well, just to be able to do that, you can't do that if your mouth's in an open position. You can't do that if you can't move your tongue. So things that we all take just for granted.
Yeah. Well, like when we have to toast her bread all the time, because she'll get the bread stuck to the roof of her mouth and she can't get it off.
Right. Because we don't have that elevation of the tongue.
Right.
Abby wants to inhale on a horn.
Mm-hmm.
So if we start with horn number 1, she goes. Well, if we think at the beginning, she couldn't even lip round.
Right.
She couldn't even get seal on the horn. So she's made progress there. We also know that Abby does a lot of things in short spurts. That's all very short. Right. We need to get that elongated because we're not going to get sounds elongated until we can get breath support. So horn number 2 is the harmonica, but you you get feedback when you inhale on it, just like you exhale on it. So we've skipped this horn and we've gone to horn 3. And and you'll see that when we get to it, just the reinforcement of pushing, she likes, and then she gets longer breath. And that longer breath is going to get those consonant vowels and not just small little sounds.
Well, I think it's testament enough. Like, people have commented, on our videos before that Abigail, the number of sounds that she has increased. So
yeah, her vocal play has changed. You ready to do some chewing? Work your jaw?
No different than what she can do, manipulate with her hands has increased.
Right, because
that
of
she
that
can now
motor.
take the cap off of the orange juice bottle and put it back on again, and she, all those things that she had to learn in occupational therapy. We're gonna do a lot of talking about you, okay? We're gonna show how awesome you're doing.
Are you a superstar? Yeah, we should have taken video from those very, very first sessions.
Oh, I know.
All right, girl. You ready to do some chew, 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 chew? Yeah, much better. So what I'm trying to get is her to transition from the need of a tool, because if I just do this, then I don't get the lip rounding that you need for bubble blowing. She needs the tool to help her motor plan her lip rounding, which obviously you need for bubble blowing. Now, if I give her a physical prompt, I'm not getting very far with this yet. You do. Abby, we're gonna blow.
So the mimicry of the action she's not doing.
Right.
Not getting it.
So if I just do this,
Right.
no, I use the bubble, then we know immediately to blow bubbles. So it's that motor planning of this means this is too difficult. That means nothing to Abby. She's like, if I could do it, I'd do it. But it's not a natural motor planning response for her to be able to round her lips. That is her natural. That's not going to get us any sounds but F and V. So that's why we work so hard on that, pulling that bottom lip out. Ready, girlfriend? Good. Nice lips. Tell me, lips only. Turning your voice on. Good job. Your lips look really nice. As you do. Did you hear that? Good job. Proud of you. Pretzel or candy? Which one? Candy? Okay. Good job with that M. Isolation. That was good control. Well, we have to work for more candy. You ready to work some more? Are you ready? What? I'm right here. No. We're gonna work. Look, what time is it? You got 20 more minutes. We're working. What do you mean done horns yet? Let me know when you're ready. Tell me. I hear that. Good job. Long breath, remember? That's better. Long breath. Ready? There it is. Long breath. I know. If it was easy, you would do it, right? There it was. Four. Three. I need breath. Three. Ready? Three. 2. And 1. Good trying. I want you to use the sentence. I want. Get it. I want M&M. So this is where I wanted to, I don't know if Miss Shaniqua mentioned it to you guys, getting the strip back at the top so that we can see phrases, especially because of what we're hoping to go to in the classroom. It's not YouTube time. Tell me the whole thing. You do. I want what? I want. Which one? I don't have Smarties. I have M&M's and pretzels. What is it you wanted? You wanted. Good job. Is that way she can start seeing it? And then if we're not standing there, we know exactly what she's asking for too. And maybe we can decrease some of the scrolling through things.
All done with therapy? Yes? Time to go home? Okay, you did great.
Yes. You did fantastic.
Tell Miss Jill thank you.
You're welcome. I'll see you later.
So, the important thing to remember here is that these skills that Abby's working on aren't just to lead her towards actually talking, like verbal communication, vocal communication. You know, they also work on, like Abby, using her iPad and whatnot. And it's important because she may never talk with vocal communication. So Miss Jill's job is, you know, all inclusive as far as vocal communication, sign language, using her iPad to communicate, because you have to think of it as like a different language. Sign language is a different language. Just because someone uses sign language to communicate doesn't mean they can't talk. It doesn't mean they're not verbal. You know, verbal doesn't mean that you use words as in vocally to communicate. Verbal just means that you have the ability to communicate verbiage. I don't know if verbiage is a real word. Is that a real word? And Abigail communicates all the time, so you know we just need to facilitate that for her and help her to communicate better. And the biggest reason is because it gives her more access to the world. It helps us to meet her needs and wants. Okay, I have to drive, so no more talking to the camera. Abigail, you did a great job. I'm so proud of you. Good job. Do you want to get something to eat? Hey, do you want to get something to eat? Yes, good communication. Thank you. See you guys tomorrow.